There are two major ways you can make money off the Abuja real estate market as of this very point. One is the short-term land banking, where you buy a land and keep for the period of 1 to 2 years because of the introduction of the new land reform. The other way you can make money off the Abuja real estate market is through the off-plan investment strategy. And then for you to be able to maximize on off-plan investment, you have to know whether you want to resell after the house is fully built, or you want to gain steady cash flow upon the completion of that very off-plan house. Now, in this third video, we'll be going towards the direction of the cash flow principle in terms of shortlets in the city of Abuja. And a major reason for this very video is because a lot of investors, they are now looking to go into investment that provides them with steady cash flow, but they are trying to avoid the high acquisition cost of getting to buy a house in high areas like Guzape, Maitama, Soko, Jabi, Katampe, and all those said areas. All right, all of the locations I'll be mentioning for you in this very video are upcoming locations that has a lot of prospective potential in terms of giving you capital appreciation and also providing you steady cash flow upon the full development of each of these very locations. So do ensure to stay till the very end, because this is going to be a very educative one, to be getting into some mathematics to know how to stay profitable for your shortlets apartment in the city of Abuja. My name is Alefune David, and I am the real estate broker in the city of Abuja, who's committed to bringing you the absolute best of real estate, educating you, and also bringing you the most affordable real estate investment opportunities in this very city. Let us start with some of the things you should look out for before you go into shortlets apartment or Airbnb's apartment in the city of Abuja. First is the acquisition cost of acquiring the house for that very property. All right, you have to put that into serious consideration. After that, you also have to know that the more amenities you provide for that apartment, the more profitable you are as an investor. Whether you are adding free Wi-Fi, whether you are adding free airport pickup, whether you are adding free food delivery, and all those said many activities, all this adds to the profitability of your shortlet apartment. Now, another thing you have to critically look at is the demand for the type of housing for the location you are choosing. Now, I have seen a lot of houses that are vacant in the city of Abuja, and those said investors at first, they had the mindset of putting those said house out for shortlets or for Airbnb, right? But on the long run, they found out that they did the right thing in the wrong location. Currently, there are some houses that are in high demand in terms of apartments and shortlets in the city of Abuja. And some of these housing types are the one-bedroom apartment, two-bedroom apartment, three-bedroom apartment, and sometimes the four-bedroom apartment. All right, so these are some of the houses that are currently in high demand in some of the locations I'll be mentioning in this very video. Another major thing you have to consider is the vacancy rates in that very location, because I can tell you that it is not every day you would have tenant or occupant for your house. Therefore, you have to balance your system to be able to be profitable even in times where you have vacancy in that very apartment. With all of this put into serious consideration and becoming aware of what you want to do, then you are good to go in terms of setting up your shortlet apartment in the city of Abuja. Now, let's now dive deep into the calculation part of things. All right, so one of the major locations I would recommend for you right now as an investor who is looking to, cut costs in terms of acquiring a house in the city of Abuja is the Kiami location. Now, Kiami is a very prospective location that holds a lot of significance to the development of the FCT. As of right now, major changes are coming up as the phase 5 of development in the FCT has been approved by the federal government. Therefore, there are major infrastructure that would start kickstarting around the Kiami and the airport area, right? So this provides a lot of development for that said area, adding to the capital appreciation, whether you want to resell your off-plan house after completion or you want to be able to maximize on the cash flow for a long period of time. Earlier this year, we spent 2 to 3 days in one apartment close to the airport, and per night we're paying a minimum of up to 40,000 to 50,000 naira each. Right, that was for 3 days. So imagine getting 150,000 naira just for 3 days as an investor who is strategic with your off-plan investment or who is strategic with your shortlet apartment in the Kiami and the Airport Road area. Right, we have a developer who is gaining over 5 million naira monthly from shortlet apartment, to be precise, that is around the Kiami and the Airport Road area. With the infrastructure that will start kicking up around that said area, you should expect that this said developer is able to pay off all of the houses if he has not even paid them off as of this very moment, because he is very, very profitable. Then is creating a more better leverage for himself by positioning early enough and then be able to maximize on what he's getting on those said apartments per night. With solid research being done on the vacancy rates around that Kiami location, you are guaranteed to get around 28 to 30% vacancy per year. All right, so you have to be able to balance the equation on when you are overbooked and when you are underbooked. And with this, if you're balancing the equation, that means you have to be very, very profitable. Now, the season where a lot of investors begin to cash out from their shortlet apartments is during the December period. All right, people who are coming in from the diaspora, most importantly, those kind of people, they like to live around the Airport Road area, close to the Kiami location, to be precise, giving it a lot of leverage that is needed for them to have easy proximity to town and also to the airport. And then that creates sort of a balance for them as travelers who is going to come into the city, stay for 2-3 days, and then they're out. This analysis gives you a lot of insight as to how Kiami is very, very major in terms of the shortlet apartment in that very location. The second location that you should consider investing into because of the potential for huge returns on investment on shortlet is Karishi. Now, this might come as an absolute shocker to a lot of investors, but Karishi is a very, very prospective location. Now, if you are well aware, we just recently launched a new estate in Karishi known as Havana Grove. And the major reason for that decision is because we searched around the Karishi, Urozo area, and then we found out that people want to live in Asoko, right? And then they don't have the experience of living in Asoko. Then we brought about the idea of creating something far from the conventional, right, in terms of both getting shortlet apartments and also for the longlets. In fact, during the course of the construction or the idea of Havana Grove, we had to make inquiries of apartments in the Navy Estate just 2 minutes away from Havana Grove. And then investors are getting as high as 1.8 million naira to 2 million naira annually for a 2-bedroom in that very location. Right, and then another thing we should also consider is that upon the completion of the Karishi Expressway, this is definitely going to be exponential and very, very high, because people will no longer be going from the Karishi Expressway. They will now be using the Karishi Expressway that is about 10-15 minutes away from the central business district. And upon the completion of that very road, Karishi is definitely one place that you should consider putting your money into right now. Then in the arms of the shortlet apartments, suites around that area, they are currently priced at 60, 50,000 naira, 70,000 naira per night, which puts it at a very, very decently priced. But like I stated earlier, upon the completion of the Karishi Expressway, it is definitely going to grow over time. And also additionally is the UB Resort just beside the Havana Grove estate. Now, all of this put together provides Karishi with a whole lot of advantage in terms of the shortlet apartments arm of things. And if you want to invest into any location I just mentioned now, and then you are looking to maximize your returns on investment on off-plan, then you should reach out to me on the number shown on the screen, because right now we are now leaving the arms of site and services and delving deep into the position of where we are able to sustain our investment by long-term cash flow and gaining consistent cash flow on all of our investment as a real estate firm here in the city of Abuja. If you're interested in investing into off-plan investment in the city of Abuja, then do ensure to reach out to me on the number shown right on your screen to get more information of every single thing I have just stated and how you can start your investment journey by investing into any of these very locations. Once again, my name is Alefune David and I am the real estate broker in the city of Abuja, who's committed to bringing you the absolute best of real estate, educating you, and also bringing you the most affordable real estate investment opportunities in this very city. I'll see you on our next session. Until then, stay safe.